This was an awesome weekend because the people that listen to our shows are the people that are the backbone of this entire operation.
For sure.
They really are. I mean, the backbone of this entire operation are the people. So to get out there and get a chance to really see people and meet people and chat with people and feel the love was awesome for me. I think I speak for everyone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Todd, you've done a lot of shows. How would you compare these podcast shows that we did the last couple of nights to other shows that you've seen or done?
I have more fun on these shows.
How come?
Because of the variety. Like you said, I get to watch your stand-up. We had a chance to do to be funny, and then to have these interesting guests come in and learn about them and mix it up and see them have a good time, intermixed with something that at least in Maurice's case, he really hadn't done before. Like that's incredible to me.
I agree.
The way he explained to us how he felt during it afterward made it all worth it. The way the fans reacted during the show and after made it all worth it. To watch everybody that I work with every day shine in their own moment made it absolutely worth it. I love it. I love it so much.
I agree. I had like a proud dad moment whenever, and I'm not older than most of you, so it is an interesting thing. But whenever I would bring you guys out onto the stage, and it was like, all right, here's your time to almost listen to people saying thanks for everything that you've done. That was so cool to me. And to watch you guys battle your fears, which some people had some real fears of speaking in public. I think it was a really cool thing. Maurice Clarett said that whenever he was standing side stage and he was about to come in, he said he had the same feeling as if it was about to be a game again, like all this pent up energy. And I want to know, was it like that for you guys as well?
Yeah, so like the first night in Pittsburgh was like a real nervousness, I think, because I have never been on stage before. But then once you do that, the second and third night was more of an excited nervousness like you got before you were playing a game. Like it's just like, I don't know. There was no way. There's no real way to describe it unless you do it like walking out there and you are in front of like literally the greatest fans on earth. Yeah. And then you made it so easy for us because you literally have them eating out of your hands, out of your palms after an hour of stand up, and then we go out there and just have to do a minute of our just dumb bullshit. And luckily people like us for some reason, it seems like, and it was definitely one of the cooler experiences of my entire life.
It is
for sure.
It is so interesting because everywhere we went, they were like, okay, what time does the opener go up? And I was like, there is no opener. It's like, so what's happening? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to go out there at 7 o'clock. And what's the run of show? I was like, I don't know. I'm just saying like 30, 45, maybe an hour. I don't know. And then the boys are going to come out and then we'll have a guest. It would be a lot easier if you gave us a run of show. Well, I have no idea how much I'm going to be feeling. I don't know. I am sorry. But it was, I absolutely, man. We should probably do that more often. Todd, we had a late night ride home. We were supposed to stop by Brothers in Columbus directly afterwards. We had another fucking van issue. We almost ran out of gas. We almost had a real situation in the middle of Columbus at about midnight. So we apologize for not being able to stop at Brothers. We'll have to make it back for that for sure. But Todd and I were talking. I think we should do more of those. They're very fun. The act of just surprising the shit out of the audience with who the guest is going to be.
That's awesome.
You don't get a lot of moments like that anymore, I don't think. Ty, every time you came out, I was always very excited for what you were going to potentially say. The John Gruden went over everywhere, by the way. John Gruden's loved everywhere.
I don't know. It was weird. It's kind of like Diggs was saying. Like I was almost like tearing up before I went out. Like I'd get just like this big like swell of like pride almost. It's like obviously everyone's a fan of Pat and what we do, and then just like kind of by proxy us. It's like
no.
Jesus Christ. Like there's no reason people should be going ape shit like this for me, but it's just, but it's I don't know. It was just awesome. And yeah, like Columbus more so than any other because I kind of knew who I was going to say, but I was looking for some like deep cuts from Ohio State football. And then we kind of had a little bit of a switch up at the Columbus show. So it was like, okay, get your shit together. Know what you're going to say when you go out. So it was, but it was like before like any kind of sporting event, just like that nervous energy that I haven't felt in a really long time. And it was awesome to get back.
Zito, your outfits that you chose to wear on stage were incredible, impeccable. Is that the best you've ever dressed in your entire life?
Yeah, I was gonna leave the jacket behind, but I was like, I'm probably gonna use this for a future wedding. My wedding, actually.
What do you mean leave behind? Like just at one of the venues?
Just hang it up in the rafters?
And one of them, there's a Zito sticker at one of the venues.
You didn't freeze.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna freeze up like B-Rabbit. I didn't though.
I forget what show it was afterwards. You told me that you said I made eye contact with at least 4 people.
That's every night. I would look at everyone and I would like look at them and then they'll look back at me and I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this.
You're allowed to look at people.
You're allowed to look at people.
And then I tried doing the middle of the forehead thing and that didn't work out. So the eyes, I just gotta close my. I told you I was gonna take my contacts off, so I wouldn't lock eyes. Yeah. I could just see eyeballs. It was bad.
Because there was some times where there was definitely a time where Zito could have came in with something incredibly stupid to say. And now I'm just thinking about...
I was just locked eyes.
You were just staring at somebody like, don't look at me. I'm not supposed to... Oh, is there a show? Fuck. Am I a part of this conversation? No. All right. I'm going to keep looking out. It was a cool setup.
Hey,
Yo.
I loved Columbus because when Zito walks out there, the entire crowd is screaming, and it was so funny.
Dude, it's fucking classic, man. Fucking classic. The Zito ad read. There was a live Zito ad read at a couple of the shows.
He was pretty good at that
think I
one,
did
though.
good.
He kind of
Yeah,
Might have been his
one.
best one ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't great, but
It was better than usual
I think
for
so.
his standards, it was pretty good.
in front of 1,000 people.
Coach Holtz made a couple appearances out there. Jeffrey Gorman.
He said hello.
I believe there was a couple places that mentioned you could potentially be a murderer. We shut them down very quickly.
Thanks, guys.
Had you ever been on a stage with a microphone before?
Jeff.
Pat?
Seriously?
Yeah. Ton. You mean like, Colts stuff? I mean like that sort of
Yeah,
stuff?
but that's not really like the Colts stuff. Like they're there for
Yeah,
the Colts.
right.
You know what I mean? They're not there for.
Yeah, but I've done live theater like for back in Los Angeles in my theater group. So I was. But
Did you- have you really?
Yeah, I mean those were 100, 200, 300 venues.
But they're
so-
also coming for a particular play, right? They're
Yeah.
not coming for Jeffrey Gorman's brain.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. That was a new sort of live show that was. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you feel out there? Did you
Oh,
enjoy it?
I love it. Love it. I was fun watching. Well, the first night I stayed away from Diggsy because he was doing a lot of pacing, in the Pittsburgh show.
Yeah.
And the family's there, and you guys are back home, and all that stuff. And one of my favorite moments from the night, we're baking up there in Pittsburgh, and I mean, we're cooking.
There's no AC in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
and I mean cooking like heat. We're cooking like heat, and I'm watching Todd. Todd's got sweat dripping down his.
We found out the heater was on, by the way.
Is that right?
Yeah, because the door can't close or the heater would turn on, and we left that door open the whole time.
Oh, even better.
Great.
When did you know this?
There was 2 things on the wall
But like, when
Paper.
did you know this? Before the show,
at
or
the end.
Oh, okay? I thought for sure you just knew that and just didn't tell
He
anyone.
did, for sure. The face that he's making right now is that he found out before the show started and he chose not to say
Who,
it.
me? I read it? No way.
But one last thing about Pittsburgh is, and Diggsy was, his family there and very proud, and he's pacing and everything like that. So we're 10, 15, 20 minutes into our table sit down, and I lean over to Diggsy and I go, hey, we should go to breakfast tomorrow. And he goes, shut the fuck up. Just kind of take a little bit of the.
Diggs told me that. Diggs said, in the middle of the show, Gorman asked me to go to breakfast tomorrow. That's a hilarious thought to think about, though. Just in the middle of a conversation, something's happening, and Gorman's probably Diggs probably thought something very important was coming. Right. What's up, man? You got something I should reference or something? You want to go to breakfast? What the fuck?
I hope it's on camera. You see the fucking. I gave him a death stare.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
What the fuck are you doing?
Just cutting the ice a
I
little
have
bit.
trouble sitting still at these shows.
What do you mean?
I was doing a lot of pacing. I don't know.
Before?
I wanted to keep my brain moving.
Yeah.
And obviously, you wanted to stay listening to the show in case there's something that might be
Reference.
referenced later, all that
Yeah.
stuff. And it's that's what's beautiful about these shows is we don't know most of what's going to happen. Probably, I mean, we know the structure and we know who the guest is and all that stuff, but it's truly a live performance. It's not scripted. So
Well, it can't be.
No, it's not.
Because I've been to a couple of those shows that are scripted, obviously, and you can tell that the people are up on stage. It's all scripted. You
Usually
can tell.
terrible.
Yeah, and it's bad.
Comes
Like,
off
That's
that
what
way.
Maurice said to us too after.
yeah, if you have any brain at all, you can look and you're like, oh, okay, this is a scripted line. This is a scripted line. And I very much did not want it to be like that at all. I wanted to have natural reactions up there, which is probably selfish of me because I wanted to enjoy the shows as well. But it was awesome watching the people operate out there, man. It was cool. watching
No,
you
and
guys.
you even said it on stage in Columbus because I don't know if somebody asked about it or not or whatever, but you were like, no, like you have no idea what we are going to come out and say in front of a crowd, and we have never ever done this before. So I can't even imagine, like from your perspective of things, like, oh boy, like what the fuck are these assholes going to say when they come out on stage?
Well, at the beginning of this Maurice Clarett one, I brought Todd out, and he goes, the age. That's awesome. Frankie Moraldo was running the 1s and 2s for an hour before the show started each night. I got 0 complaints, a lot of compliments on the mood that was being set. So great job with the playlist, buddy.
Thank you. Just trying to make everyone happy, get some energy.
Couple great hand job jokes, couple good mom jokes.
It had to. We know we owe it to the people.
and you drank like 6 bottles of Jameson.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know this. Nick's roommate for this trip was Jameson.
Well, like you guys said too, like the last time I was on stage, I think it was a 6th grade recital, and I was a reindeer, so I didn't really have a speaking part. So this one needed a little bit of liquid courage to get out there. But I wrote this in an Instagram post. But like, Pat, I've seen you do this so many times, and I got to watch from the side stage. So I got to watch how you handled things and try and learn like just the cadence of speaking in front of that many people and the difference of being in the theater versus like in a comedy club. And I just tried to do my best version of whatever that was. And I was surprisingly happy with how everything went.
Yeah,
and,
you should have been, man.
it was a good time.
You were scared shitless, man. Nick Moraldo was not built to be put in front of 1,000 human beings. I thought you did great, man. And also, Nick, you got a pretty good little pop out there a couple of times. There was a Zito chant at one place that was incredible. Nick got a good pop. Everybody really got some great ovations from the crowd.
Didn't deserve it either. Did not deserve
No,
that.
none of us did, honestly. But it was really fun to watch, man. It was really fun to watch. And the way we ended each show was with a Q&A. And it led to some cool spots because we do live in our own bubble here. Every day we just kind of show up here and live in our own bubble and do our own thing. So we don't really think much from an outsider's perspective. And with these shows, we got a chance to hear from an outsider's perspective. And each evening we ended the show with a Q&A. And the 2 men that were directing the Q&A, one was from Canada. Gumpy, did you enjoy the time out there, bub?
I think the coolest part for me was because I came on last, so I was with the special guest, and to watch Shazier, Pacman, and Maurice stand there and hysterically laugh watching you guys and really enjoy the show, that was really cool for me.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even, because I would look over, because in Cincinnati, I had no idea if Pacman was there until, you heard. Until I had no idea if he made it or not, if he came, because the only message I got from him was, I got you. And it was like, all right, I hope so, man. And he did come through, and you'll hear from him on Thursday. You'll hear from Shazier on Thursday. Those 2 conversations, when I say this, I mean are must listens. Can't wait for you guys to hear that. We've been going through all of our footage right now. We would have put more today, but we got to fucking cut up everything because there's a lot of filming. I didn't even think about them. Like Maurice Clarett had no idea what he was showing up at, I don't think. Just like Pacman and Shazier, I don't think they had a single clue what they were showing up with. Shazier came straight out of Toy Story 4. He had no clue that I was doing stand-up ever. I didn't even think about them watching me do stand-up for the first time ever, probably.
Well, I was sitting there talking to Shazier, and I was kind of looked around and had a moment. I said, I was paying ships a fucking week ago. I'm sitting here shooting the shit with Ryan Shazier. Like, I just completely surreal, man.
Well, Gumpy, you went out in the crowd, and then our boy, the handsome Evan Foxy, was out there roaming around with the people. Foxy, you got a lot of picture and a lot of love from the folks.
Yeah, that's the best part about the whole thing. Like navigating the crowd is that our fans are the best. Like they actually are. They're so nice. Got to dap up with all of them. Take a lot of pictures, and it just makes it so easy.
We got a chance to do a Q&A, and I think you're going to enjoy it. And if they didn't hit any questions that you personally had or something like that. No, on Thursday we got a couple more cities Q&As coming with 2 more incredible interviews. The Pacman interview, I don't think he does a lot of interviews. I think Pacman probably hates a majority of media folks, so you're not going to hear him talk a lot. I mean, we dove into everything with some people had some questions in this room here.
Oh, Pat, I'm
and when they asked the question, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, hey, I don't know if that's a great question to ask.
I was loving it because I was hoping, like, when they talk about the airport situation that happened, and it's like, second question out of your mouth. Okay, let's go back. I'm like, yes, here we go.
I had to know about it. We asked Pacman, and this is coming on Thursday. We asked Pacman everything you'd ever wanted to ask Pacman Jones. I mean, literally everything. And I knew Pacman A was going to be proud of that airport fight, by the way, because he was the innocent guy. He was honestly attacked. Mm-hmm. He came fresh out of a fucking airport. He was holding chicken, and he knocked a fucking guy out. And to hear his side of the story, I think you're going to enjoy a lot. I'm very thankful that, Maurice Clarett, he just opened up to us right there in front of 1,000 people in a comedic setting, was able to be inspiring and entertaining. Well, you're going to hear from Shazier, same exact fucking thing on Thursday. These people weren't, by the way, they're not entertainers. These people aren't supposed to go in front of thousands of people and talk like they did. I'm so thankful to them. I owe them forever. And for the people that asked questions and got us to open up about stuff that we might not always open up about, I'm very thankful. Ladies and gentlemen, a little Q&A with the beautiful people of Columbus. If we come to a city, please come fucks with us. We have a good time, and we try to make it the greatest night of your life, honestly. That is our only goal, our only mission. And then we hop in vans that we almost couldn't get because Zito crashed fucking RVs. And then we keep it moving. This Q&A in Columbus, Ohio is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You know those times when every day feels the same? Like you're on autopilot, wasting away? How you're so caught up in your routine that you forget to take care of you? Well, Dollar Shave Club makes it easy to take care of yourself when that happens. Their quality products help me look, feel, and smell my absolute best. I get everything I need from the Dollar Shave Club without going to a store. Dollar Shave Club was with me in every single green room.
Yep.
They literally made me look, feel, and smell my best whenever you're living in an RV, bouncing around hotel room to hotel room. I truly found a deep appreciation for what Dollar Shave Club does and provides just these past couple of days, even more so than whenever they just send me a brand new tube of toothpaste without me having to go to the store.
Best.
Dollar Shave Club looks out for you. They honestly do. And just as amazing as their shave stuff is, Dollar Shave Club is way more than just razors. They have everything that I use. Body wash, shampoo, toothpaste, you name it. If it's in the bathroom, Dollar Shave Club's got you in a very convenient fashion. They'll just ship it right to your house. Right now, you can get a Dollar Shave Club starter set for just $5. It comes with everything you need for a great shave. The executive razor, the shave butter, and the face cleanser. You're going to love it as much as we do. Get your starter set for just $5 at dollarshaveclub.com/America. That's dollarshaveclub.com/America. Q&A from the beautiful people of Columbus, Ohio, America.
OH.
That guy got kicked out before the Q&A. Which is good.
Yeah.
It was a funny scene before we get to this Q&A. There was a very intoxicated guy at every show, but in the Columbus, Ohio one, there was this very, very intoxicated guy who early was doing OHIOs, OHIO. And it got to the point where the audience started policing themselves in all the places,
Which was great.
But with the OHIO guy, it was like they hated that guy, but they, as the cult, they had to say, like this guy, like the 40th time, he was like, OH! And everybody was like, IO, shut the fuck up. That was a lot of fun. Q&A. The way we've been wrapping this up, because podcasts and internet relationships between listeners and humans is a much different one. It's much more intimate. It's as if we're hanging out with you whenever you guys are listening to us. We're either at your jobs or in your house or when you're fornicating with your ladies, which is
It's a real thing.
really awesome.
We've been twisted up.
We get videos of people listening to us while doing sex, and that's a very...
Congrats, by the way.
Yeah. We have thought about introducing a segment for when listeners would like to fuck, but we haven't figured out the best part yet.
No.
It was almost me and Todd just singing and humming into the microphone. The old Howard Stern bit. But whenever we were looking around about how these live podcasts normally go, normally you come out, chit-chat, record a podcast, have a guest, and then they said that the part that is really going to hit home is the Q&A part of the show. Because people have questions that we might not think of living in our own bubble. So we would like to do a Q&A. We'll bring up the house lights here. Oh, you motherfuckers look good, by the way. Where's that asshole at?
He's gone. He left.
He left?
Good.
OH! Hey, we did good getting that guy out of here. Huh? But a guy who is going to make the rounds here with a microphone was one of our most loyal listeners. He paints ships in Canada. We can't get him to become a citizen because honestly, it's very difficult, not just from the southern border we learned. Ladies and gentlemen, Gumpy. Atta boy. Atta boy, Gumpy. You see the Canada flag guy here. You see the Canada guy here.
Hey, records on my demo.
Hey,
Did y'all boys not get the
Gump,
memo?
you'll go out there with the microphone. You raise your hand, Gumpy will find you. Also, right back there, leaning handsomely, the thin, the bearded, the man who's been with me literally since day one of this whole thing, Mr. Evan Fox.
Foxy!
All right, Gumpy, do your thing, buddy. Gumpy, by the way, the only guy wearing a Canada shirt in this building is right here in the front row. And when Maurice Clarett was literally delivering a sermon of beauty, like it was one of the most inspirational, motivational things I've ever heard come out of anybody's mouth. We're talking about all the big time speakers on the internet. The Canadian guy just fucking threw his beer on the ground, right in the middle of the thing. Oh, it was your spitter. I'm sorry.
He's coming out for it.
Dumped. Are you coming out here for the Q&A?
I got my prison football basketball team. I sent it to you.
Did you guys have jerseys?
I sent it to you on Twitter.
I will tweet
He
that
did.
immediately after.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. They have actual uniforms, not prison. Hey, that's awesome, Maurice. Thank you for coming back out here, by the way, for the Q&A. You did not have to do this at all. So if you have a question for me or for anybody, please do it. I think Gumpy, are you with somebody right now? Hold on, you got to turn on the microphone. Hello.
It's on.
Here we go.
First question of the night. Make it count. What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Colton Egner. I'm from Bluefield, West Virginia. Let's go Mountaineers!
Let's go Mountaineers. Hey, down there, West Virginia, down there, boy,
That's it.
Yep.
My question's for Zito. What is your personal favorite Zito?
Great question.
It has to be Cigar Zito right now. He gets a cool jacket right now. I have to pick Cigar Z for sure.
He's my favorite as well, by the way. Heel Zeet's the worst because he gets his big ego and he stumbles all over his words and he doesn't sleep. Cigar Zeet is a guy that somebody really cares about. Foxy, where you at?
I'm in the back, right in the middle.
All right, who you got?
I got, what's your name? Where are you from? Justin, let's go.
From Athens, Ohio.
Hold on. Justin, it's not your fault. Foxy literally said, what's your name? Where are you from? Justin, let's go.
My brain was scrambled. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. You know OH guy?
Yeah.
That ruined the entire show?
Yeah.
I feel like a snitch right now, and I feel so bad for the venue, and I'm telling all of you guys as a warning, there's a big pile of puke back here. There's a big pile of puke.
We need to get him to the end zone.
Hey, I'll be a snitch too. It was this guy that's passed the fuck out right here.
Don't worry about that.
Wait, look, he is. That dude's passed out.
He's a pub member. He's a pub member.
Oh, what a surprise.
Excuse me.
Hey, make sure you're.
I gotta pee.
Let's go pub. Let's go. So slow.
Man, I was so excited right there. God damn it.
Hey, Maurice, you think you guys would have let me on your basketball team with that fucking agility? Sorry about that.
We got you.
All right.
All right, so my question's for Gorman. You're somebody that's worked for PMI for a few months now, but you've done everything from any end of the spectrum. What's your favorite job of all time other than this one, obviously? Good idea.
I enjoyed my time with the Colts. That's a lot of fun. But I think I did, and they're bad. I mean, I did 9 movies. I mean, they're awful. No. I mean, like my big break was a 3-picture deal with the Sci-Fi Network, you know, and I shot them in Bulgaria, you know. I mean, it was like in Romania and Czechoslovakia, you know, on a shoestring budget. But I think that was the funnest because the guy I was working with just said, hey, if you want to tweak this, tweak that, go ahead. And it was great being an actor because all I had to do was show up and everybody, you know, they treated you, you know, like a...
Go on.
Great answer.
I like the way that, but it wasn't fulfilling enough because it was long and I like instant gratification and, you know, I mean... So that
He just gets buried on a daily basis with us, though, is what he's trying to say. When he was an actor for these terrible movies, he had a fluffer the whole thing, and then when he shows up at our office, it's just he gets buried on like a daily basis. Is that all right?
Yeah, that was fun. But I'm just saying is this, you know, I'm 50 years old, so I said at 20 and you know, I want to do as much stuff as I can. I want to go out and try different things, you know, and I've got an opportunity to do that, and you know, I'm a gypsy. I who knows what's down the pipe.
Ah, look at you learning. Look at him learning.
But no, that was fun. I got to travel, so I would say, yeah, being an, you know, I shouldn't say this, but an actor. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and then it became boring.
Gumpy, who you got?
What's your name? Where are you from?
Travis from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, all right. Let's go Brownies diner.
All right, so
we got Odell Beckham Jr.
So the first thing I want to say is my first Buckeye memory was Maurice Clarett. I was 8 years old, 2002 national championship, when you stripped the ball back after the interception. So
yeah!
That's one of my favorite memories. So
hell yeah!
I appreciate that. So well, my question's for Pat. Okay, so played football up the road at a D2 school at Ashland, and I was quarterback, and I was the holder also. Just curious why he's not on the For the Brand anywhere on here. I held a lot of balls. You did too. I was just wondering where the love was for that. Held a couple game winners, so.
Oh my God, that is 100% true. If you look closely on the O there, there's a holder right there. It's the same color as the shirt. We wanted to blend it in. Because the job of the holder, as you know, is to just not get noticed. Like for me, for instance, the first time I got to play in the NFL, first game, I'll never forget it. I had never punted really in a game before in the NFL style. People are like, what are you nervous for? What are you nervous for? Is it for punting? I'm like, no. I'm nervous as fuck to hold Adam Vinatieri's balls tomorrow because if Adam misses, everybody on earth knows it's not Adam Vinatieri's fault. That is 100% my fault. And I was 22 years old at the time with long hair, a little bit of a sketchy record at West Virginia, getting drunk and missing game winners. Everybody would know that it was my fault. So I have a lot of respect for you being a holder, and it will be something that we'll work on for the brand. Appreciate you, man. Who you got, Foxy?
What's your name? Where are you from, sir?
My name's Jordan. I'm from Toledo, Ohio. My question's for Pat. What's the worst advice you've ever gotten?
Good question.
Normally, it's 2 words, and it's almost everywhere I go. Chug it. Is normally, I mean, all of my troubles, if you date back to my entire life, all start and end with those 2 words. From random people, whether it's professional athletes like Peyton Manning,
Whenever I'm at a Texas Roadhouse in Anderson, Indiana, where our training camp is, and some local guy who definitely has no job is lining up against me at a table, and Peyton walks over and goes, "This guy says he's the best chugger in Anderson. What I need you to do is bury this fucking guy." I'm like, "Peyton, we got practice tomorrow. We're in the middle of training camp." He goes, "Chug it." You got it, bub. Or the 100 shots of tequila that I ordered on that particular Tuesday that ended up in an alleged event. And it cost me only $40,000 cash from Bill Polian. But those NFL fines, you're goddamn right, I've been donating a long time.
Are they a write-off for you?
No, the NFL gets to write them off. We don't, all because of fucking Gorman and Irsay. Who's next?
Right here. What's your name? Where are you from?
Holy shit, you're here with, are you a fan?
Yes.
Okay. Hey. Hold on real quick. We had a black guy ask a question. Huge, huge. Now we have an older lady. This is awesome. Thank you.
What do you mean older?
You're older than 20. You are older. Lady, you're not a day over 39, but you knew what I meant. I can't thank you enough for coming and being a fan of ours. You're the best. What's your question?
My name is Teresa, and I'm from Austin, Indiana.
All right.
I didn't know if you were aware of it or not, but there's also a celebrity in your audience.
Oh.
Say what?
My son is the creator of your Friday bangers.
Uncle Sam!
Yeah!
Uncle Sam! It's the end of the week.
You already know what that means.
Hey, Uncle Sam, I fucking love you, man.
2Ks.
Uncle Sam, you brought your mom here. This is awesome. Who introduced who to the show? Therese, you introduced Uncle Sam to the show? To be fair, my best friend is Rob. He introduced me to you. And then, that's a whole fucking family affair. Nice.
Well,
cheers to the Uncle Sam family. We're so thankful for you.
And I know, Mom, you won't be back at any other shows, but it was fun you being here today.
My mom isn't even a fan, so I appreciate that.
Zito's mom's my biggest
Oh,
fan.
Come on.
Thank you. Gumpy, who you got?
What's your name? Where are you from?
Chris from Tampa, Florida.
What?
Did you come?
Flew in Friday for the show today.
Let's go.
Look at
Oh, man.
Thanks for coming in, man.
So Willie Nelson's in town tonight.
Yes.
Any vitamins? You gonna hit him up?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to text Willie after the show. I am, like when Pacman showed up last night, the entire theater literally just lit up with Christmas trees, you know? And that was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life. When Pac walked up to me, he was like, "What up, man? I still got some of that baseball left. Or baseball bat left. You want to go to it?" I'm like, "I'm trying my best to get the vitamins out of me right now." He was like, "Some good shit?" And I was like, "All right, let's go do it, Pacman." Could you imagine smoking with Pacman Jones on a Saturday and then Willie Nelson on a Sunday? What a fucking week. No offense, Maurice. I mean, geez. Got like, this is like that guilty conscience of Eminem and Dr. Dre right now. Fuck that shit. Smoke that bitch. But if you have a connect for Willie Nelson, I would love that. Foxy, where you at?
All the way in the top deck, Pat.
Okay. Right. Hey, okay, up there with the peoples.
Sir. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm Taylor Johnson. I'm from Chillicothe, Ohio.
Okay.
Chillicothe.
My question is for Maurice.
Here we go.
As a fellow Bronco fan, I want to know who, while you were going through your troubles with the Broncos during training camp, who took you under? Did anybody try to take you under their wing and help you along?
Yeah, it was three people really. I was, if you all remember, I was number 20 and Jerry Rice was number 19. So we had lockers next to each other. And Jerry would try to talk to me, and also John Lynch. Remember John Lynch?
Yeah, he's GM now.
Yeah, for the Niners.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so they definitely tried to help me, but at that time I was just resistant to help. You know what I'm saying? So the Broncos did everything that they were supposed to do to try to help me and put a supportive network, but I was just a young guy being the young guy.
Was that McDaniels wasn't there then, right?
No, it was Shanahan. So it was Shanahan and Bobby Turner, or Tucker, was the running backs coach. And, I just had to play after 2 years. So think about this. I lived in L.A. for 2 years. And so L.A. within itself is L.A. You know what I'm saying? And so I went from L.A., coming in the house at 6 and 7 in the morning to football, where you got to wake up at 6 and 7 in the morning. And so I just wasn't working.
Yeah, it sounds like that's a recipe for fun.
Did Shanahan have a tanning bed in his office?
Thanks.
Serious question. Serious question.
Gumpy, where you at?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Hey, that guy just woke up again, bro. Welcome back.
He's awake. My name's Ron. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We had a show there Friday.
Well, I live here now, so I'm originally from there.
Sorry.
I've got a question for you, Pat.
Yes,
we
sir.
have a Pat McAfee Show 2.0 now, Heartland Radio 2.0. Are we going to get a Grote 2.0? And will the winner attend your wedding?
Ooh, not a bad
Let's
question.
write that down.
It's not a bad question.
That sounds like a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
That Grote thing, I wish people would have been there for the conception of that. What happens whenever we work? And that's such an interesting way to describe it. Everybody has seen our office. There's a basketball court in there, there's studios in there, and we all just kind of walk in. And I wouldn't say I'm a hard person to work for, but it has to be tiring because I'll walk in one day and just be like, you know what? We should write a movie today. And everybody's like, just like right now? Like, yeah, I think we're going to write a movie right now. All right. I'll put away everything I was going to fucking do today to write a movie for you. And it's kind of the way everything goes. And when this baseball thing came to be, the Washington Wild things, they were like, would you like to have a bobblehead night for you? I was like, no. I'd play, though. If you let me play, I'd play. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, I want to, play. They're like, you could throw out the first pitch. I'm like, no. I want to be on the field. And they're like, I think we can work a way for you to maybe get an at-bat. I was like, yeah, but also defense too. And they were like, well, I'm not sure that's possible. I was like, well, get back to me if it is. And then a week later, I get an email that's like, all right, how's this sound? You start at right field, you play 7 innings, you get 3 at-bats, you can film the whole thing, you can even be mic'd up for the whole thing. Is that something you'd want to do? I'm like, boys, come here. I think they're going to let me fucking play the entire game. And every day, these things that just pop up out of nowhere, they're the most ridiculous thoughts in the history. They seem to just happen at our office, and that was one of them. So we record the entire
that's
game.
That's a real thing, yeah.
That's a real thing, Maurice, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Grote is the greatest raffle of all time. We raffled off everything.
So whenever we filmed it, first of all, it was supposed to be a live event on Twitter. So Twitter bought the rights to it. It was supposed to be live on Twitter. Twitter was going to put it up at the top of the app where it's watch this guy who has literally never played baseball a day in his life before start at right field for a fucking AAA baseball team and stare down a 95-mile-an-hour fastball 3 times. It was going to be an entire thing. Then that kind of got lost. Then it was supposed to be sponsored by a company. Then a day before that, the sponsorship got pulled out somehow, ended up somewhere else. So then we're like, all right, we'll just film it. We'll just film it all, and we'll see what can happen. So as we're going through the footage, we're all dying laughing during the footage because I have a fucking earpiece in, and I got Diggs and Todd talking to me during the game, and I'm sitting out in right field. I'm like, Todd played baseball his entire life, so did Ty. I'm like, where the fuck am I supposed to be standing? They're like, move to your right just a little bit. I'm like, all right. And then a ball would get hit. They're like, Pat, that's coming right at you. I'm like, oh, fuck. So then I make a catch. I make a play. We start going through the footage. We're like, I think we can make a little documentary out of this thing. They're like, yeah, let's do that. So then we take one day, we make a documentary out of it.
I'm like, now what the fuck are we gonna do with it? I'm like, well, sell it, you fucking idiot. I'm like, that's what we'll do. But I didn't think it was good enough to actually sell. So what we decided was, well, anybody that decides to buy this fucking stupid thing, we got to enter them into a raffle. What's the raffle going to be for? So then I sent a text message to all of our sponsors. I was like, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to sell this thing. If anybody's dumb enough to buy it, is there any way we can get them to potentially win, I don't know, World Series tickets? And Ian from SeatGeek was like, how about Super Bowl tickets, World Series tickets, WrestleMania tickets, and even Stanley Cup tickets? I'm like, yeah, that sounds good to me too. Yeah, that sounds good. So then now that precedent was set, I called all the other sponsors. I was like, listen, how much do you like us? Because SeatGeek's giving us 4 fucking things. Lisa gave away a mattress, and then my bookie who we were working with at the time, no longer, bad company, by the way. Should have done more research. That's on me. They gave away like $10,000. It was like, it just started stacking on top of each other. And we're like, well, what are we going to call this thing? And I was like, well, this was the greatest raffle of all time. And I think Ty was like, Grote, bingo. That's what we're fucking doing. I was like, all right, here we go. And then we put it up for sale 2 days later. It wasn't like there was a lot of planning. Like everything comes together within 72 hours, the way we operate. And it doesn't always come out right, but that Grote was one of the things I'm most proud of. And my on-base percentage, 333 for the rest of my life. 333. Huge.
Great Q&A. Great to hear from the people. Absolutely loved it. Because the Q&A was whenever they turned up the house lights too, which means we could see the audience.
Yeah.
So we actually got a chance to see everybody that came out and fucked with us. And this was obviously our last night. We drove home directly afterwards. Almost ran out of gas, like I referred to earlier. Got home, and the one thing that I looked forward to the most that entire trip home, and I think we talked about it on a regular basis, was our beds.
Yes.
And at about 2:30, 3 a.m. when we got home Monday morning after Columbus, I did one of those like run movie jumps. Right into my Lisa mattress, wham, right in there. Put my head down on the 2 free pillows that they're sending out, and slept like an absolute baby. Right now at lisa.com/McAfee, you can get 10% off your order and 2 free pillows. And when I say this, I mean this. Lisa Mattress, Lisa Sleep has completely changed the way people go about the sleeping process. Not only do they just deliver the bed right to your motherfucking door, which they do. Not only do they take away the hassle of potentially having to lay in Zito's sweat at a mattress store.
I sweat every mattress.
Not only do they deliver you a great bed, they deliver you a bed that has been researched to be comfortable for all sleeping styles. If you like a bed that is just right, Lisa has the mattress that is just for you. Lisa does all the research, so you don't have to do shit. You can sleep and shop with confidence because Lisa's got your back. Right now, leesa.com/McAfee, 10% off plus 2 free pillows. That bed will arrive at your door in a box. But Ty, I don't want my mattress to arrive in a box. That seems like it's difficult.
No, it's not. It actually inflates in about 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So you're telling me you just dragged that box, which is surprisingly not as heavy as you would think.
Correct.
Easy to manage.
Easy to manage, right into your bedroom. You take the box off, you cut the plastic bag off, and
boom, inflates on its own.
Best bed you've ever had in your entire life.
Bar none.
Bar none. Get 10% off right now and 2 free pillows. leesa.com/McAfee. Let's get back to this Q&A and have a good time.
All right, we'll take 2 more questions here. Foxy, where you at?
I'm with a guy that has a McAfee 2020 tank top on. I didn't even know we sold these things. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hey, my name's Lucas Barrett, and about a month ago, I tweeted a video of myself eating a goddamn fortune cookie, and the one and only retweeted me, and the fortune cookie said, an influencer will support me, and goddamn it, I'm here talking in front of goddamn Pat McAfee.
I am not supporting you.
Was there a question?
But my question is for Todd, all right? I'm the Marine Corps recruiter out of Newark. So my question for you, Todd, is what is the funniest memory?
Ooh, roll! Ooh, roll! There you go. Ooh, roll!
Todd, what is the funniest memory that you have from the Corps, my man?
Funniest memory I have from the Marine Corps? Probably. All right. So during the Gulf War, like, the first Gulf War, like, not the first one. There were a lot before that one if you read the Bible, but like, like the first one we were in. Yeah, they sent me to Norway, like, I guess in case Saddam Hussein decided to pull like a sneak attack from real far north and come forward. So we were there in Norway, and basically it was like 60 below zero with gale force winds every night, right? And we were the whole thing was to play war games for 2 months. And I guess in case something ever happened, I guess Russia's real close to there, whatever. So Russia could see we could get a bunch of people together real fast and carry rifles around, right? Cold, it's, by the way, so cold, 60 below zero, they didn't give us real bullets. If they had, I would have declared war myself, like me against Norway. That fucking cold. So there was, I just wanted to kill everybody. I'm like, I can't, I am freezing right now and it won't stop. So.
Hey, Norway, by the way, we're at war now.
And I probably could have won. I mean, let's be honest, it's Norway, but.
They did not deserve that. Norway did not deserve that.
So my job was strictly to do guard duty, right? Stand outside, and then when people would come in to the access the air the air part of the base, they would give us a challenge password situation. If they passed, they go through, right? So I'm sitting there freezing, and it was just us and a Norwegian guard, and they always wanted to have these conversations with us. They had so many questions. Well, one guy, he thought he knew it all. He was real Americanized. His name was Christian. And he came up bragging in front of all his buddies. He's like, yeah, well, I know more American cuss words than you do. And I was like, oh, yeah? He's like, yeah, throw me any cuss word, I know what it is. I know what it means. And I was like, all right, I'll bet you dinner tonight. And he's like, okay. So I said, clusterfuck. And he was like, what means clusterfuck? So I'm like, you got to figure that out. As soon as you do, I'll buy you that dinner. So he's trying to figure it out the whole time we're there. Every time we pass Christian, we march into the Chalhar or whatever. He's like, McComas, clusterfuck yourself. I'm like, that ain't it, bro. Yeah, that's my fondest memory of the Marine Corps.
We won twice.
We won again. There you go.
I'll tell you what, I was never a Marine, but it felt like I was potentially.
Oh, yeah, you got a good one.
Yeah, I felt good there. All right, last one. Let's make it great.
Last question of the night. Let's go.
Hey, by the way, if it sucks, we'll go for another one.
All right, my name's Ivan Canfield.
Ivan, I love this man. Ivan, listen, before you even get going, Ivan. My entire post-NFL career has been built off of Twitter. I think we can all agree with that, right? Everything I've ever done has been built off of Twitter. 140 characters back in my day. I had to really cut down words. I had to you, are. I had to do it all. I've battled through those days, uphills, both ways for all of Twitter. Zero help from ESPN or any of these people. They hated me because I used words like FUK because I didn't have enough characters. So I had to build my Twitter, and I had a great army that was getting behind me, and I was very thankful for everybody that followed me. And as we continued to grow like a snowball rolling down hills, people had no idea what was going to happen. Each weekend, I would give away tickets to Colts games, and it would trend #1 globally every single fucking weekend, every single time. It was before Twitter changed their algorithm. So all I would say is like, what's my mom's favorite food? And it would be an ungoogleable question, and I would ask like, must use hashtag Sally likes that shit. And then within 7 minutes, on a random Saturday night, hashtag Sally likes that shit would be trending worldwide. I would have like Japanese answers, Chinese answers. People would be tweeting me in Portuguese. It was insane. It was awesome. And there was this one particular week when Griff Whalen snapped a football to Colt Anderson against the New England Patriots. Yeah. Take it easy. So he was the worst center in history, right? Griff Whalen, worst center in NFL history. It'll go down as one of the worst football plays ever, and I just so happen to have my name plastered right at the bottom of the screen, like Pat McAfee into punt. It's like, well, this wasn't a punt. Can we please rip my name off of that fucking graphic? But it happens, right? And there was a miscommunication between coaches and players, and Griff Whalen was taking the blame for all of it. Like, everybody on earth was laughing at Griff Whalen. And it wasn't Griff Whalen's fault. It was just a classic miscommunication. So I went on a show called Bob and Tom, which I absolutely loved those people. They gave me the start. And I told the whole story about how it was a miscommunication, and it could have been a coach's fault and not Griff's fault. So the next morning, Mike Golic on his radio show has this entire bout about how I'm a punter and I shouldn't talk. He's a punter. Nobody should be listening to what this guy's saying. Nobody cares. So that Saturday, I was going to give away tickets like I always do. And the hashtag was already ready to go. It was going to be RIP Mike Golic. So I was going to actually murder Mike Golic on Twitter, okay? He was going to have to come out and say, like, I'm not dead. There's going to be people that are going to be like, man, I'll miss Mike Golic forever. Like, because as soon as that thing trends, everybody looks at it. You don't do any research. You're just like, oh, my God, he's fucking dead. Let me... There would have been a billion tweets like, oh, I remember when Mike Golic screwed me over, blah, 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 but he's a good guy. And he would have had to come out strictly because of some punter that shouldn't talk. And I was going to get a real good feeling about it. I was going to sleep soundly that night. I was excited about it. Colts PR found out about it because Vinatieri was also very excited about it. Vinatieri was telling everybody, he's like, bro, what McAfee's about to do tonight is the most legendary thing on the internet in history. It's in history. So the Colts PR was kind of nosing around. And they come up to me, they're like, are you going to kill Mike Golic on the internet? I think so, man. And normally I'd give away 2 tickets. I was going to give away 10 tickets so more people would answer. You know, I was going to get that thing trending in a minute and a half. I was going to get that fucker going. I wanted people in China to rest in peace Mike Golic. I wanted that thing to go. And it never happened because it got stumped out by the PR. They were crying to me basically, I'll lose my job if you do that. I have kids. I was like, well, fuck. I mean, come on. Let's have a little fun here. But what I'm saying is my Twitter is so incredible, the people that choose to follow me. I'll put a tweet out that is a terrible tweet. It's a terrible tweet. And it'll get 100 retweets. It'll get 1,000 likes, which don't mean anything. And I promise you, the first person that'll retweet every single tweet that I put out, and the first person that likes every single tweet that I put out is Ivan Canfield, that fucking guy right there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what you do for a living. I have no idea how you do it, but I'll put a tweet out, and before I can even refresh the fucking thing, it's like 1 retweet, 1 like, and I'm like, oh, I wonder who this is. It's like Ivan Canfield, and for the first month, I was like, this guy's kind of freaking me out a little bit. But you've stuck with it for so long. I fucking love you, man. You're like my little tag team partner out there.
I appreciate that.
Now, granted, if you see any naked people in pictures that I tweet, please do not retweet it. You get it?
Yeah, I got you.
Probably your fault, by the way, that whole fucking...
I was 14 then, so...
Ivan, I appreciate you, though, man. Nice to meet you in person. What's up?
So my question's for the whole panel. I also have a McAfee 2020 tank top on underneath this. And
good plug.
Thanks. And would any of you seriously consider running for a position of power at all? I would love to see Zito in a position of power.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I really do.
Burn it down.
Zito, you think you'd be a good governor?
No. You got to read all the bills.
I would crush his governor.
I would sign every single one of them without reading them.
I wanted, at one point in my life, to potentially run for president, okay? Then I watched that House of Cards show. And I was like, there's no way I'd ever want to fucking get in there. Some guy that I did cocaine with once in college would be like, hey, you remember when you fucking snorted that? You're going to vote against this, aren't you? I'm like, no. Well, I got photos of you doing terrible things. I'm like, well, you're right. I don't think it's a good time to be a politician, to be honest. I don't know why anybody would want to do it. Now, granted, the sanctity of the world and shit like that, but after listening to tonight's show, I would vote for Maurice Clarett tomorrow to run.
Yes.
No. Is that a no for you, dog?
It's an emphatical no.
Todd, how about you, man? You're a military guy. You are of age to run for president, which I am not yet.
Hilarious.
I could never do. There's shit I'm lucky, I guess, that people don't know about, and so I don't want to get like any more famous than you've already made me, because that shit will come out. You know, right now people don't give a fuck enough of. You know, it's like I'm not gonna say nothing yet. He doesn't have enough of a presence. When you become president, everybody wants to give you shit.
It is scary though, because we're at a time now where people would just make shit up, and then it goes and it's gone. And then once it's gone, you can't really resurrect it, right? I had a chance to be teammates with a guy named Josh McNary when I was at the Indianapolis Colts. He was in the Army, served in the Army. He went to the, what school does the Army people go to?
West Point.
There it is. He went to West Point. 2 years, and then he came and joined the Colts, and he was a special teamer. He was like my guy, right? He got falsely accused of something, and he got cut from the Colts. He was headline news the entire thing, went to court, got his name cleared, but you never heard about it again, right? So everything was gone. But you'll never hear that he was innocent. Like if you search his name now even, it's the only thing that pops up was these accusations for him that were completely lies, right? Just to try to get money out of him. I just don't think now is a good time to get into a position of politics or power. And to be honest, every morning I wake up scared shitless that Zito pissed somebody off 10 years ago. And I'm going to have to fucking answer for it. Every morning I wake up, I'm like, all right, Jose Perez, let's search this fucking thing. But it is a scary thing. I'm pretty happy where we're at. But Ty Schmidt, potential great president.
I don't know. Supreme Court justice, maybe. I'd love to rule with an iron fist. That would be that's what I'm looking at. I'd probably be a shitty president. I'm kind of a fucking prick, but at Supreme Court, I could fuck with that.
I don't think you just can fall into the Supreme Court, though. Right?
Well, I'm very well read, so I'm halfway there.
Do you think you could have taken down James Holzhauer in Jeopardy if you had to?
Give me like a week and a half on the buzzer to get Trebek's mannerisms, and I think I'd have a shot, yeah.
Ty, you're one of the smartest people I've ever been around, and I would love to see you president. We would be going to war tomorrow with him. Fuck that guy. What do you say?
Yeah, Steph Curry's getting a drone strike first.
Steph Curry's getting a drone strike. Steph Curry's the first one on his list, like the happy guy.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more, because that was a kind of a serious one.
I got one here in the middle, Pat.
Yep.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name's Kenzie, and I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Back in October, a person named Diggs came into my restaurant, Auburn Buffalo Wild Wings.
Uh-oh! This is what we were just talking about.
And, normally on a day-to-day basis, I'm kind of a huge asshole. And I decided to take my shot, shoot my shot like any other person would and try to be a nice person. And I went out to his table and I said, hey man, your meal's on me. And I have never seen somebody look at me so accusatorily as poisoning their fucking food.
Oh, wait.
And you ruined my one shot to be a nice person.
Oh, what? You poisoned
I don't believe
my
in
food?
nice people.
Exactly. Nobody gets anything for free. No handouts. But I tried to turn my life around just like Maurice is talking about, right? And you ruined it.
Hold on. There's two sides to every story. Was this in that town up in northern Indiana-ish? Yeah. I was there for a wedding. I was black the fuck out. So we're after the wedding we go to a B-dubs, correct? Right. Exactly.
Look at you, Diggs.
Yeah.
Hey.
And this is
Hold on. I invited you back.
Yeah. We had a great time.
Out of the kindness of my heart.
It was my second time at B-dubs that day.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm trying to turn my life around and not be an asshole anymore, and you ruined it.
No,
So
that's
now
not what
I'm
happened. It's not what
I'm just
happened.
perpetuating
In my eyes, that's not what
a
happened.
pessimistic asshole.
Kenzie, you
for the
don't turn
rest
your
of
life
my
around by going out with Diggs.
Nice.
True. So we went to a wedding, got super drunk, went back to Buffalo Wild Wings. You remember like 2 of every 10 minutes. And then there was a lot of confusion because you came up and you were like, the bill's paid for. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I didn't understand. I thought maybe I had already paid the bill, or maybe like, because my girlfriend was throwing up in the bathroom, like maybe you were just trying to get us out of there. I was drunk.
Kenzie, you're a good person. You shouldn't feel bad at all.
Yeah, I think you are a good person.
You're a good person, Kenzie.
But if I remember correctly, when we got the free bill, I did tip okay, right?
No! Ladies and gentlemen, that's the show.
I'm joking. What if that was what we ended with? Her saying, no, you tip like shit.
I think she's a liar, to be honest.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
All right. Hey, Foxy, down here in the front row has been, or
You got
Gumpy,
it.
whoever's closest. Very excited here.
Who was that, Gumpy? Who let her ask that question?
Which one? He was rude, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was rude.
Oh.
Yeah, he was not sorry either, huh?
Sorry.
Pat, big West Virginia fan, went to West Virginia University.
Let's go. All
right. Biggest question of the night.
All right.
Maurice, I love you to death. Watching like multitude of the bowl games. But Pat, where is the after party at?
Tonight?
Yes. That's the biggest question.
Is there? I don't think there's anything open in this city. Where? Who?
Everywhere.
That's a lie.
Sunday night?
Sunday night, we got to go somewhere.
We're going to Willie Nelson
Is
right
there a
after
Brothers in
this.
town?
So
Are you?
Okay, so Brothers on Park Street. After I go
Brothers
take a
Park
shit,
Street.
we'll stop by there, and then we got to get back to Indianapolis at some point. So Gumpy will stay sober. No
way.
Yeah, he is actually. He's driving the RV. I will not be in the RV, though. I'm going to be in the van. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight has been an absolute blast. I can't thank Maurice Clarett for hanging out for this long. You didn't have to at all. You all coming and supporting us is the coolest thing ever. A lot of people ask me why I retired. Honestly, it's so I can do cool shit with cool people, and that's what we've done tonight with you beautiful people here in Columbus. We can't thank you enough for spending your Sunday night with us. We absolutely love you. We're so thankful. Cheers. We'll see you later tonight at Brothers. Have a fucking good one.
Shout out to everybody that came out. We can't thank you enough. Thursday show from Pittsburgh and Cincinnati with Pacman and Shazier is going to be one that you're going to want to hear. Hashtag Endgang, hashtag Endgame. Send us a game that we should play in the cars the next time. Send us something we should do the next time we're in the car. And if it makes us all go, yup, should have done that, we will send you some free merch from our brand new merch line, by the way, that Phil Main, CFO Phil, has been working on very hard. I just got a sample of everything we're selling. I didn't even know that most of them existed. I love it. I cannot wait to put them all on. New sleeveless hoodies are in. New tank tops are in. Scallop bottoms, by the way, so they're not just box cut. I mean, we're really doing it right over there at store.patmcafeeshow.com. Shout out to CFO Phil. Send us ideas for things to do in the cars because we've been driving a lot together, and hopefully we'll be doing much more of that. From at Todd McComas, at Diggs with a Z, at Nick Moraldo, at Hey Gorman, at Viva Lazito, at Bubba Gumpino, at Evan Foxy, and at Ty Schmidt. And everybody else here in our office, we can't thank you enough. This weekend was so humbling, so honorable, and it was awesome. I can't thank you enough. We're a very dumb group of people that get taken care of way too well by you beautiful people, and you're the absolute best. Ty Schmidt, hit the music. You're the best around. Ain't nobody gonna take me down.
It's gonna never keep you down.